Now, we've visited Aico on many occasions at Shropshire Business Live TV, but we're usually indoors. Neal Hooper, the Managing Director, has brought us outdoors today to take a look at the site, because I think, Neal, maybe some people don't quite realise what's happened on this side of the building. I know you interact a lot with local community, but we've got chickens, we've got a gardener's patch. Oh, you tell me what's here.
Yes, we have. We started off with 4 years ago with a 7-acre field, developed the building, which was opened in November 2019, and we wanted the grounds to be representative of what we think about the environment, about sustainability, hence 4,000 odd shrubs, 1,000 trees, etc., which you'll see as we wander around are all becoming nice heights, 6 to 12 feet, etc., and established. And then colleagues who are asked for their opinions on things very, very regularly through an idea called the Launchpad, said, well, why don't we grow our own vegetables? Loads of school children come round. Why don't we have blasted chickens? School children's come round and they can see them. So we've got.
So you haven't just picked one of these; you've done them all.
We have. So we've got the vegetables here, which we've got the summer camp all this week. We normally get around 4,500 school kids to the site. Indoors, but it's brilliant to bring them outdoors where they can see vegetables being grown, herbs, etc. And of course all the food also goes to Osnosh, the charity in Oswestry that makes meals for people most in need.
And you've got, I can see here, we've got some butternut squash, we've got, well, there's all sorts, there's radishes, onions,
pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
You've forgotten the script already.
I forgot, I have, yeah, it's behind me.
Pumpkins, radishes, herbs, coriander, sage, parsley.
What was this part of the site then when you took it on? Was it just brownfield, scrubland?
It was all grass, it was just a green, this was a big 7-acre green field, and it was completely flat as well. So all of the mounding that we'll see, as well as the building of the building itself, has all had to be landscaped.
So are staff here encouraged as well to sort of take ownership for certain areas of all of this then?
Colleagues are completely in charge of this, in charge of cleaning out, feeding the chickens, watering them, making sure their facilities are completely acceptable. They've been here nearly 2 years now, and they're all still very healthy, very much alive, so they're obviously really well looked after. And everything you see here, the greenhouse, the shed, this is all maintained only by colleagues. Nobody comes in and does it for us. We get advice. Osnosh came and advised us, of course they did. But then on a day-to-day basis, it's what we do, it's all part of our community values.
Well, the chickens are very interested in what we're doing here with the cameras, aren't they? So shall we go and have a look? Let's go and meet the chickens, come on. Now, also here today is the High Sheriff of Shropshire, Mandy, Thorn. Good to see you.
It's lovely to see you.
I mean, you wear various hats in terms of your connections with Aico, don't you?
I do, but I think the main one and the reason I'm here today is very much to say thank you for the donation they've made, the really generous donation to the High Sheriff's Fund, which sits as part of the Shropshire Community Foundation. That fund and what they're doing, it's testament of everything you can see around here, their dedication and their commitment to the community. But what for me is just so wonderful, their money that they have given to the High Sheriff's Fund is going to go towards creating a legacy of small grants to organisations working with young people to try and prevent young people falling into a life of crime.
And as we've seen today, young people all around
Absolutely.
the site doing all sorts of things during the school holidays as they were as well. But tell me a bit about the fund. How do you set that up? Does every High Sheriff have a slightly different fund or different rules and regulations
That's
for them?
That's a really good question. So within Shropshire, we've not traditionally had a High Sheriff's Fund. But actually a predecessor of mine, Dean Harris, really came up with the idea. My immediate predecessor, Selina Graham, really focused on that and raised money towards a High Sheriff's Fund. So I very much wanted to put it within the new Shropshire Community Foundation. Selina is the chair of that. Dean's one of the trustees. It's a great opportunity, and to be able to use the generosity of Shropshire businesses led by Aico and people within Shropshire to put this High Sheriff's Fund together that then future High Sheriffs can top up and give grants to organisations that are working with young people.
And from your point of view, seeing it, let's have a walk. You've met the chickens already, haven't you?
The chickens are amazing.
From your point of view, actually having a Shropshire business of this size with this profile that wants to interact with the county, you don't take that for granted, because a lot of companies, maybe their management is many miles removed and they don't feel like they've got a connection, but far from it here.
Well, I think what Aico are doing is just market leading. It's fantastic. Actually, a lot of Shropshire businesses do have really good corporate social responsibility programs. They do work very much in their community. I think I'm hoping that we can do is give another outlet for these businesses to look at how to support particularly young people in Shropshire. We know that we need to keep more young people in the county. We know that we have issues with the right skills in the right place. The High Sheriff's Fund funding work with young people can only help that. So yes, what Aico are doing now, I'm really hopeful that other Shropshire businesses will come in and support.
Absolutely. Great to see you.
It's lovely to see you.
I'm going to go and say hello to the chickens.
Please do.
I will.
Take care.
We're going to talk about what's behind us in just a minute, but Neal, you're giving me access all areas here, aren't you? The executive access to the chicken.
After you.
Is it safe for me to open this? Come on then, let's go and
after you're
go and say hello. Go and say hello.
After you. Hello, girls.
What's the etiquette here then, Neal? What do we
just
do you know all their names?
Don't stop moving. If you stop moving, they'll be on you.
So all of these have been here for
Nearly
a couple
2
of years now. So
yes, all of them lay every single day. Beautiful eggs, which again colleagues utilise, give to us, Nosh. You can see the grounds that they've got compared to there's one on my foot. Compared to what they would normally be. He's picking up my shoe. Or she's picking up my shoe.
You've obviously got better polish on your shoes than I have on mine, by the look of it.
To what they're normally. Never filmed with children and live animals.
Exactly.
Compared to what they would normally have, obviously, in battery farms, etc. So they have a great life, and the kids, they're pecking my ankle, and the kids enjoy coming to see them.
And actually, in the same way as you talk about the vegetables being used for the local community, you've got to you're collecting eggs then every day from here.
Yeah, we are. We are 12 eggs. So we're coming on the Monday after the weekend. You obviously get at least 24 eggs. That's where they lay. There's their home that they go in. So it's all on a timer. So as soon as it gets dark, they wander in. It locks them in overnight, so they're safe. And then they come out as soon as the door goes up, and they've got these grounds here. We feed them, as you can see over here, with water. They've got shade for all of the rain and the sun that we get intermittently, and they've got their own little shelter in here as well.
They're very well behaved. They're much better behaved than I expected them to.
Apart from the one having to go at my right foot permanently.
It's because they know the boss is in here, don't they?
But no, it's great. It is great it's great for colleagues, because they are a sense of fun and conversation regularly, and also it's great for when the kids come, visitors come. It's talking point. Is that my foot again? Can we move on?
No. I'm going to keep you here a bit longer, Neal. I think. Can you imagine when you first decided you were moving and building your own bespoke factory here? I'm determined to keep you here as long as possible. I'm going to ask a really long question now.
There's 2 of them now.
Did you imagine for a minute that you'd have chickens and vegetable patches and things? Was that always part of the vision when you first wanted to build this?
No. The vision was to first of all have a building to be proud of for the next 20, 30 years, and to have an environmental landscape that we could enjoy, visitors could enjoy, and obviously because we got something we can do here, because the size of it, to create something that would be fitting for the environment. What has transpired is the sheer volume of people that come, visitors, and with the community. With the community. It just made colleagues think, well, what more can we do? What can we do to make it more interesting? We're going to talk about the log cabin in a moment. But things like this, what do we want from work? Clearly success, it's important. Clearly giving a service because the life safety we produce. But to have fun and to enjoy it, to come to work and feel part of something with our community values, our social values. Things like this, it's just fun. How many other places are you going to today where we're wandering around?
They're working on my legs now. Now we can leave. Now they're going after me. Let's go and have a look at the next plot, because the next project is just behind us here, isn't it? So let's go and have a look out there.
Okay.
Goodbye, ladies. Thank you very much for that. No lasting damage from the chicken pecking. Are we all right?
Recovering.
Tell me about. So this is the next project here we've got behind us, Neal. What's going to be happening here?
Well, when we built our home at the end room, the 4 rooms in the centre of excellence for training, education, and obviously the theatre that we have, this end meeting room has got a mock-up of a living room, a kitchen and a bedroom. So we can show our alarms, our gateway, our environmental sensors, our connected home, Internet of Things technology, all encapsulated within the specific rooms. And It's okay, it serves a purpose, but not enough. We have 4 mobile units that go around the country. They're out 3 days a week, each of them, every week, and they can show the alarms and in more technological advantages of what they actually do and the information you can get out of the sensors that we have now. But we didn't have anything that advanced actually within our home. So we're building a log cabin is going to be delivered to us here shortly. These footings went in last week. You can see the size of it, and it's going to be a properly kitted out log cabin, so it'll have the bedroom, the shower, the toilet, and then a very big open plan living, because that's what a lot of people have in their homes these days. It's a big footprint to be able to show the open living, dining, kitchen, living room, so we can show the alarms in situ. We can leave our products in there, extracting all of the data 24 hours, and every time we bring clients we can take them in, so look, this is what we're picking up on humidity, on damp and mould, on obviously the heat alarms. It's background build-up of CO, if there is any, of carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide for damp and humidity with the different sensors we have, and show them the dashboard and show how we can use that to have a healthy life and a healthy home.
And they've actually seen the property on which all those statistics are based, which gives them more of a context to what you're talking about,
absolutely.
doesn't it? So,
and also the building itself we can use, because the living, dining, kitchen area, we're going to set it up for a meeting room for up to 12 people, as well as having the settees and everything else in. So it's somewhere else where colleagues can come out. We've got the garden that we've seen, we've got the chickens, and we're going to have this as well. So it gets people out of the building during the normal working day, and to be able to come out into the grounds, as well as people sitting here, which they do at lunchtime for lunch, etc. They can come and have meetings out here as well.
You see how it makes sense from a business and a social level?
Absolutely. Well, they should be intertwined, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, businesses these days, surely we want people to enjoy and have a massive opinion and a lot of input into what they do on a day-to-day basis, to be up to something, to be enjoying things, and coming out in fresh air, the good Shropshire fresh air, hopefully when it's not raining as well. What better? It doesn't feel like you're actually at work, does it?
And it just makes you feel better. Get some air in your lungs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is less than half the site we've walked around so far, isn't it? Let's go and have a look over here, because there's loads more going on over this side, isn't there? Go and have a look over here. So over towards the back of the site now, looking back towards the main building here. What's this here then? Is there water in there?
It was an attenuation pond, so we're supposed to be able to then feed the grounds from that pond, and going through the autumn and the winter it does fill up, but in the summer, because of all of the growth that's in there now, all of the planting that we put in, the reeds, etc., they drain the water in the summer, then it comes back. But everything runs down into this point. You can see there's a mound behind it. You've obviously got the water, rainwater coming off the building, etc., we don't really have to do any watering at all anywhere around the grounds, even the front. So yeah, it's a really good site to catch water from that perspective.
It also looks like one of these areas where you get those sort of moss lands where you get all sorts of wildlife in here.
We do. We get all sorts in here. But I mean, the only thing I've seen hedgehogs, we obviously get squirrels, we get rabbits, we will get the butterflies, we will get all sorts of wildlife, and it's supposed to encourage it as well, and the birds. We haven't seen, thank goodness, any foxes because of the chickens, but the fence is built high enough so they couldn't get at them anyway. We don't see any foxes, but everything else is here.
So not enough running a multi-million-pound turnover business in it. You've also got to think about fox security and wildlife management, stewardship, and
where
all
the chickens are, that's an orchard. So I was looking at the apples while we're over there. Some of them are coming, they're cooking apples, so some of them will be ready to take off. And again, we spread them around and people take them back with them.
So looking a bit further forward then, what's the next plan? Are there other opportunities to do more things in this outside here? How do you balance the needs of the business and the space you need in the actual building with the grounds you've got here?
Because of our turnover now, getting up towards £250 million, we're keeping around 32 million pounds worth of stock. So the warehouse is operating now virtually at capacity. So we're actually looking at ways to increase our storage, but without affecting the landscape, because what we don't want to do is to just extend the warehouse, which would be easy to do. We've got plenty of land, but we don't affect what we've already got. It would be a crying shame, and it's not going to happen. But it is inevitable at some stage that warehouse there will be extended. It could go up, it could come out the back, we could build an arch. We do have a large turning yard which we could extend into there, and there's various sophisticated ways we could handle that. EV charging is also pressing. We currently have about 16 EV chargers. We want to build that up to about 30. The whole fleet of Aico HomeLink is hybrid with some electric only vehicles in there. So we're going to require more charging as we move to that. So that's going to cause some disruption, which we're aware of, but everything will be done and has to be done sympathetically. Just because we have 7 acres, we're not just going to go rampaging around building stuff and destroying what we've got. It's not going to happen.
Particularly now you've got members of the local community, whether it's schools or community groups, that are used to coming here and getting to know what's here and the experience that you get here as well.
And all the time, I mean, forget it doesn't matter about the money, but all the time, you know, you got Jez was here, one of our colleagues who's got all of his gear there. He was out here. It's a full-time job now, tending to the grounds. He's been cutting back the wildflowers here, getting ready for the next season, and keeping everything sharp, having to mow the verges. So it's a full-time job really for 2 people during the summer, and then Jez during the winter. He's permanently at it. So he's moved from operations into that role, and colleagues will come and help him as well.
Which is all helping team building in the office and people in
absolutely.
different departments getting to know each other as well.
Absolutely. It is funny being sat in my office seeing colleagues walking out 2 at a time in sort of hazmat suits and wellies to go and tackle the cleaning out of the chickens on a regular basis. It's weekly at least. It is, and you could see them chatting away, having a chuckle on the way. It's great.
Absolutely. Well, it is. Thank you for inviting us. It is quite literally good to see Aico from a different perspective, to be honest.
Thank you.
And good luck with the construction project. We'll come and revisit, and once you've trained the chickens properly not to nip at people's ankles, I'll come back and see you again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Neil.
Cheers,
Good to
Carl.
see you.
Thanks.